Hey everyone, it's Willie with Willie's Life. I wanted to talk to people about diets for their kids. I noticed that a lot of the American standard stuff is, they've decided to push more of a vegan type mentality, and it's not good for your kids. If you give them red meat, and don't tell me your kid's allergic to red meat because they're not. They're allergic to all that crap you've been giving them. That's why they're sick. You can't give them one meal of red meat and then say, see, they're still sick, and say, it's the red meat. That's like standing on a nail and then going and putting shoes on and then say a different pair of shoes on and say, why is my foot still hurt? See, that's the mentality that we're dealing with. And so anyway, what I'm trying to say is give your kids healthy food. We started out, our baby had, she was getting milk allergies and to the formula, and it got worse and worse. And then she was really, really sick, and my dad's like, hey, you were sick too as a kid. Why don't you put her on goat's milk? And I was like, I didn't even remember that, obviously because I was a kid. But my daughter didn't like that at first, like she was pretty angry the first day that she drank it. But she was hungry enough. She'd cry and then drink, cry and drink. And then by the next day, literally within like 14 hours, she wasn't sick anymore. And she's been on goat's milk since. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, goat's milk is, it's bad on the kidneys and stuff like that. And there's no evidence ever that I've ever read anywhere about that. There is, on the other hand, with cow's milk. And so, but the reason that goat's milk is better than cow's milk for a lot of people is because you have the lactose is a lot lower, and in fact, goat's milk is like really, really similar to a human mother's milk. So goat's milk and that can go, they almost perfect identical, and it's healthy and it's not too much protein. I've heard all kinds of BS from everybody. Goat's milk is really good for you. My baby girl has gotten big and healthy. She's not sick anymore. She's really smart. She doesn't have strange fits or anything like that. That's the thing. Like when she was on goat's or cow's milk, she was not healthy, and so, and for a little bit, there was a person in our family, kind of doing this vegetarian thing, trying to push that crap. And I was like, no, I'm not going to let her, be malnutritioned like that. I'm not going to let it happen. So I immediately started cooking hamburger and bacon and stuff like that for her, cut it up in really tiny pieces, and she started eating it. And she loves meat, and so she loves red meat. She doesn't like chicken. She likes turkey, okay, but doesn't like chicken. She loves red meat, and like pork roast was but she loves bacon the most. And but she has like blueberries and cranberries blended up, watermelon. She eats stuff like that, and she does really good. She's really, really healthy. And I see some other kids that are not. People just they know their kids are allergic to cow's milk, and they still give them the cow's milk. It's just sad, And then they make up stories and they're like, oh well, my kid's allergic to goat's milk, and they're also allergic to red meat, and they can't have certain things. So I just give them bread and crackers, and it's like, I'm just like blown away by this. The idiocy of people today. Just it's really, really sad. And I don't know what to say except I hope to God, they don't get diabetes and they don't get, severe mental stuff and health issues from being malnutrition for so long. And, but anyway, feed your kids like you're supposed to. Go follow a diet program that is, that's has a high amount of red meat and eggs, and you can put things like cut up onions and stuff like that. And I give my little girl a little bit of garlic. Um, she's not eating jalapenos yet, but my nephew ate them when he was 3. He ate a ton of them all the time. He loved jalapenos. Things like that are really good for you. Different healthy cheeses, not too much, obviously, and blueberries are an excellent thing. Any berry is an excellent one because it's low glycemic. It doesn't have spikes of super high sugars and then brings them down, they crash and stuff like that. So all those are real good for you, for kids. So and don't listen to every government entity out there that's telling you that you have to give them X amount of fluids, otherwise that's bad. I mean, they told us the same thing. They're like, oh, well, she's in the high percentile, but she shouldn't be having this. She should have this. I'm like, well, she already eats that much plus some, and she drinks more than you require, or you're saying is okay, but she's completely healthy. Her blood pokes that they give her are good. All I'm saying is don't fall into other people's research. Do your own research. Don't just assume everything. Get out there and figure these things out. These are your kids, man. Don't let your kids fall to the wayside and go down that path that you're going down. Don't let them be sick and unhealthy. It's not normal to be sick and unhealthy at 40 years old or 30 years old. It really is not. It is because you are not taking care of yourself. That is why you feel like crap in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. If you feel like crap, there's something obviously wrong with either your diet, which is the main thing, or you don't exercise either, and you don't sleep right. And you're probably could be drinking tons of pop and coffee, and you could be probably smoking and drinking. All that stuff is bad for you, so anyway, get your kids on a healthy diet: red meat, eggs, blueberries and cranberries, stuff like that. Give them the good stuff. And goat's milk is not bad.